Welcome back to Hollow Voice. Tonight, we journey to the frigid, unforgiving shores of Lake Superior, a body of water known as much for its breathtaking beauty as for the countless souls it has claimed. Here, nestled along the treacherous shipwreck coast, stands an old life-saving station, a beacon of hope in a sea of despair. But for over a century, this station has harbored more than just memories of heroic rescues. It holds a chilling secret, a mystery that continues to baffle and terrify visitors to this day. It's a story that suggests some spirits don't just linger, they reach out. This is the tale of the ghost handshake of the Lake Superior Life-Saving Station. To understand the haunting, we must first understand the place. The Great Lakes, and Superior in particular, are infamous for their violent, unpredictable storms that can swallow ships whole. Before the advent of modern technology, the United States Life-Saving Service was the only hope for sailors caught in the lake's fury. Brave men, known as surfmen, would row small, wooden lifeboats into monstrous waves and blinding blizzards, risking their own lives to pull sailors from the icy depths. The station we're talking about today, located near Whitefish Point, was one of the most critical posts on the entire Great Lakes. This region is a veritable graveyard of ships, with hundreds of wrecks scattered across the lake bed, including the legendary Edmund Fitzgerald, which went down just a few miles from here. The life of a surfman was one of constant vigilance and immense hardship. They lived at the station, isolated from the outside world for months on end, always on watch, always ready for the sound of the alarm bell. They faced hypothermia, exhaustion, and the very real possibility that each rescue mission could be their last. Many did not return. The station was a place of extreme courage, but also profound tragedy and loss. It's in this atmosphere, saturated with the echoes of desperate struggles and heroic sacrifices, that our story takes root. The legend begins, as many do, with whispers and rumors passed down through generations. Locals and fishermen have long spoken of strange occurrences at the old station. After it was decommissioned and turned into a maritime museum, they talked about doors opening and closing on their own, the faint sound of men's voices carried on the wind when no one was around, and the unsettling feeling of being watched from the empty watchtower. But one particular phenomenon stands out, a personal and profoundly eerie encounter that has been reported by dozens of independent witnesses. Over the years, the spectral handshake. The story is remarkably consistent. A visitor, often alone, will be exploring the old station, perhaps walking through the crew's quarters or the boat bay where the lifeboats were once kept. Suddenly, they feel a presence beside them. Before they can react, an unseen hand firmly grasps their own. The descriptions are always the same. The grip is strong, solid, and unmistakably real. It's not a fleeting touch or a cold spot. It's a deliberate, human handshake. Some have described the hand as feeling cold and wet, as if it just emerged from the icy lake. Others say it felt warm and calloused, like that of a hard-working sailor. The handshake lasts for just a moment, a firm, reassuring squeeze, and then, as quickly as it appeared, the presence is gone. The visitor is left standing alone, their heart pounding, trying to comprehend what just happened. Who could this ghostly hand belong to? The most popular theory points to a specific surfman who served at the station in the late 19th century. His name is lost to most historical records, but his legend endures. He was known as a quiet, dedicated man, a veteran of countless rescues. His signature gesture was a firm handshake, a way of offering comfort to the shivering survivors he pulled from the lake, a silent promise that they were safe now. The story goes that during one particularly brutal winter storm, his lifeboat capsized while attempting a rescue. He and his entire crew were lost to the waves. His body was never recovered. Many believe that his spirit returned to the station, the only home he truly knew. He remains on duty, eternally watching over the shore, and occasionally, he reaches out to the living with his characteristic handshake, a ghostly echo of the comfort he once offered to the shipwrecked. One of the most compelling accounts comes from a museum curator who was working late one night, cataloging artifacts. As he was locking up the main building, he felt a sudden chill run down his spine. He turned, and although he saw no one, he felt a hand take his. He described the grip as incredibly powerful, yet not threatening. It felt, he said, like a gesture of camaraderie, of acknowledgement. For a few seconds, he stood frozen, hand in hand with an invisible entity. Then, the pressure was released. The curator, a man of science and skepticism, was left shaken, but also strangely moved by the experience. He felt he had connected, for a brief moment, with one of the brave souls who had served there long ago. Another story involves a young couple visiting the museum on a quiet afternoon. As the woman walked near the old lifeboat display, she stumbled slightly. Instantly, she felt a hand grab her arm to steady her, followed by a firm clasp of her hand. Thinking it was her partner, she turned to thank him, only to find him standing several feet away, looking at her with a puzzled expression. He hadn't touched her. There was no one else nearby. The invisible grip lingered for a moment before fading away, leaving the woman pale and speechless. The encounter was so tangible, so undeniably real, that it left them both convinced they had an encounter with the station's resident spirit. What makes these stories so fascinating is their consistency. Unlike vague reports of shadows or noises, the handshake is a specific, physical interaction. Skeptics, of course, have tried to explain it away. Could it be a sudden muscle spasm? A trick of the mind brought on by the station? A somber atmosphere and suggestive power of the ghost stories? Perhaps. The human brain is a powerful thing, and in a place so steeped in history and tragedy, it's easy for one's imagination to run wild. The cold winds whipping off Lake Superior can create strange drafts and sensations, and the mind can easily fill in the blanks. However, the sheer number of independent witnesses who report the exact same experience is hard to dismiss. These are not just ghost hunters looking for a thrill. They are ordinary people, tourists, historians, staff members, even children who walk away from the old station with a story they can't explain. They describe the event with a conviction that is difficult to doubt. The grip is too firm, too distinct, too human to be a simple draft or a hallucination. It feels like an intelligent, intentional act, a communication from beyond the veil. Is it the lost surfman, forever offering a hand of safety and reassurance? Or could it be one of the countless shipwreck victims whose final moments were spent in the churning, icy waters just offshore, reaching out for a rescue that never came? The station stands as a monument to both the saved and the lost. Its walls have absorbed a century of hope, fear, and sorrow. Perhaps these powerful emotions have left an indelible imprint on the location, a psychic energy that occasionally manifests in this startlingly physical way. The mystery of the life-saving station ghost handshake endures, a chilling reminder that the past is never truly gone. It lingers in the creak of the floorboards, in the mournful howl of the wind, and in the phantom touch of a hand reaching out from the depths of history. It's a connection to the brave men who faced the fury of the lake, a tangible link to a time of incredible courage and devastating loss. So if you ever find yourself on the shores of Lake Superior, walking the grounds of that lonely old station, be prepared. You might just feel a presence at your side, and a firm, cold hand may reach out to grasp your own. It might be a surfman welcoming you to his post, or a lost soul seeking a connection. Whatever it is, it's a handshake you will never forget. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unexplained. For more chilling hauntings and mysterious encounters from the forgotten corners of the world, be sure to follow and subscribe to Hollow Voice. We'll be waiting for you in the shadows.